So 15, of course, this is what I consider to be my greatest game the greatest game I've ever played. This is the game that I played against Boris Gelfand at the World Team Championship in 2010 in Bursa, Turkey. And this was the King's Indian. There are so many moves in this game that were very special, but this Queen D3 move, of course, is definitely the greatest queen sack that I've ever played. So I take now I take the knight and I win the game. This was by far and away the best game I've ever played for many reasons. The reason is because for everything that I did in this game hinged around a checkmate on G2. So when I play knight E1 here, I give up my queen. But if white takes the queen, I go pawn up and the king gets checkmated in the corner. So he has to take. I go G2. He takes. I check. I go bishop H3, threatening another mate on G2. I hang my queen for a third move in a row. But there's a forced checkmate on this G2 square. So he goes here to stop it. Now I sack my queen again with queen D3. If white takes the queen, I go bishop G2, checkmate. And if white takes the bishop, then I take the pawn as checkmate also. So this whole game, and even after knight e5, I sack the queen for a fifth time. Again, same checkmate coming with the bishop on G2. And after queen f1, queen c3, Boris resigned here because he's down one whole rook. I have a knight bishop, he has knight bishop, but I have two rooks and he has one rook. So this was by far and away the best game that I've ever played. How did I find it? I just found it on feel. And I remember this game, it was amazing because it was actually a very quick game since we played like 20 moves very, very quickly. But I remember because afterwards, like when I went back to the hotel, Varuzhin Akobian, he was also the coach at this event for the US team. And when I went back, he's like, whoa, what happened? That was so fast. And so this was an amazing game and definitely the best game that I've ever played. So let's go. Number 16 is a game that I played against Luc van Vele. And this was a tournament that I played, the Rising Stars tournament, played in the Netherlands, Amsterdam, in August of 2010. And this was very, very funny because I won this game out of the opening. Like, this wasn't a game. This was a very quick game where I missed XUC. No, I saw XUC was in chat. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, sorry. I saw that. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, no, I saw XQC was in chat. Sorry, you guys. All right. So this game against Van Wely was in the Netherlands. He played the Najdorf. He played this early Queen B6, and he got into a world of hurt very, very quickly. I saw XQC was here. The move was knight D5, knight B3, and then I believe the move was knight A5. Let me just double check. With the small board, it looks kind of weird. But I'm pretty sure it was knight A5, hitting the queen, and after queen C5, I just take the juicer on B7. He takes, and I take back with the rook, and it's winning. Yeah, so it's just completely winning. At any rate, this was a very nice game. I won in 15 moves. It was like 30 minutes, so I was very, very happy. It was just a very, very smooth, easy game. Cannot complain. All right, so let's keep going. So far, I more or less have gotten them. The only one that I missed straight up was the game against Adu. The one against Kieta, I mean, it's kind of a miss, but I think it's not such a big deal. Okay, so let's keep going. What do we have? We have Fabiano Caruana versus Hikaru. This was Tata Steel 2013. This was also a very, very important game. This was a game where I played a Benoni structure and I just massaged Fabiano. I massaged the position over and over and over again, and then finally I got him to crack here. Now let me make sure on this one because I'm not 100% sure on the move. It's Rook D4 or Rook F8. I think the move is Rook F8 if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure though. Rook D4, Rook E1, Bishop B4, Rook E2. And white is holding. I'm pretty sure it's Rook F8 and Rook E1. There was some G4 lever, but let me just make sure. Yeah. Let me think for a second because I don't remember the exact technique. I know this is winning, but I don't remember exact. I think is it G4 H3, Rook F8, King D3, Rook F4, Rook F4. I think it's G4 here. I think it's G4 takes H3, GH3, Rook F8. Yeah, I think it is. And now it's not, is it Rook F8 first is the only question, or is it H3 first? Yeah, I know XQC is playing chess. Yeah. See, Rook F8 is a move here. Rook D4 is a move. I think is it H3 or Rook F8? I think it's got to be Rook F8. No, it's H3 first. So why does the order not work? Why does the order not work? I'm kind of curious. Why does the order not work if you go Rook F8? Oh, he's Rook H1. Duh. No, I'm stupid. Of course it's H3. He's Rook H1. I'm blind. Okay, so let's keep going. I'll get to that shortly, you guys. Number 18 is Wonderful Time versus Hikaru. Okay, this of course is some online bullet game. It's King F8 and just you go check, and you win the game. I'm not familiar with that one, but it is what it is. Conrad Holt versus Hikaru Nakamura, US Championship 2015. This is a brilliant queen sack. Again, I go check, knight g2, knight f3, and the king is, it's like a smothered mate. King can't go to f1, bishop holds a square, and knight holds the other square. So it's another queen sack leading to a forced checkmate. Number 20, this is another game that is up there amongst my favorites, my game against Wesley So from the Sinkfield Cup in 2015, and this one, let me make sure. I think it's 90. It's not. It's 94, right? It's 94. It's How does this line go? I know it's rook f1. Now I think it's at h3 and rook g1. Or no, is it rook g1? No, it's not rook g. I think it's bishop e3 actually. Yeah, it's bishop e3. It's h3, and now I think you take. Oh no, queen f3. Sorry, both moves win, but queen f3 is actually forced mate. This didn't happen though, did it? No, the game. This was not the game though. The game was not this. He did what did he do? This was not the game. He played something else here because his king went to g5 in the game. I don't know exactly what he did, but anyway, whatever. Let's keep going. 21. Oh, look, another one against Wesley. Wow, what is with all the? Is it because I beat Wesley today that they're showing the Wesley ones? It's of course bishop d4 and then a2 next move, making a queen. Number 22 is against Magnus Carlsen. Speedchess Championship 2718. Isn't this just a fossil? You just take and you win the queen. Okay, this must have been bullet or something. Just clean fossil. Number 23. Cameron Wheeler, Pro Chess League 2018. Of course, it's rook a8, rook b8. Next one is against Bai Jinshi, Pro Chess League also. I guess it's just f5, and you fossilize the rook on c7 and the pawn on g6 here. Number 25, Ali Reza versus Hikaru. I guess this one, it's not rook a2 because then king a2 and white's fine. I only have one rook, right? I only have one rook on the board. Queen d5 actually looks very strong. Is it queen d5 or is it bishop e6? I think it's here. And you create the pyramid of Giza. Queen hits the rook and it hits the pawn on a2. You play n peasant, and then now you go bishop e6 and you collect the pawn on a2. Number 26. There's not much for me to say about some of these games. What is this? Is black to move and win? What? Oh, is it just d5? This was against Mr. Cloud9 himself, Andrew Tang. It's pawn to d5, and now you just play bishop c6 and trap the queen on b7 next move. Number 27, also against Magnus from the Magnus Carlsen Invitational in 2020. And this one you just take, I believe, and you just take, and now you make a queen, and now you go check, and you win the queen on e8. Next game, Jeffrey Zhang, 2020, St. Louis Rapid and Blitz. What is this? White to move. Wait, is this a joke? Wait, is this a... Oh, white to move. Is it a joke? It's king e2. Of course. For a second, I forgot. It's like, wait, what is this? Just a mistake? Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Great. Okay, let's keep going. Next one is against Ali Reza Firouzja. This was November 9th. Of course, it's a very famous move. I think it's queen f2 here. And now gf2, queen f1, and knight to h5, going knight g3, winning the queen. Next one is number 30, Wesley So. Again, this is another queen sack. It's knight takes d4, rook e5, and knight b3. Another very beautiful checkmate with the two horses and the bishop checkmating the king here. Okay, so next up is number 31. This again is Wesley, knight e6, king h8, knight f8, h7, knight g6. This is from our blitz match the other day. Number 32, Ali Reza. Again, another queen sack, queen b7, rook d8, and knight g6, of course, leading to a forced endgame that's winning. Okay, so next up is number 33, the last and final problem. This is actually from today against Wesley. Move is c2, threatening to make a queen. Now you go rook a2, bishop gets pinned, and you take the bishop and win the game. Next move, leading to a forced win. After knight f8, isn't it a draw if he loses on time? Asked Benjamin Bach. Yes, I think in this puzzle, after knight to f8, if white flags here, it would be a draw. But yeah, this was a special one. So many special games. The early ones, really though. I mean, big shout out to Sam Copeland for the great article. These early puzzles, there's a lot of backstories behind them, a lot of nostalgia, especially when I look at these early ones, like the Adu game, the game against Sherpunsky, the game against Novikov, like this game against Adu. I mean, like I remember so well. not the game, but I mean these tournaments, because these tournaments were in Washington, and being that it's NA tournaments, it's a very brutal schedule, and you have to play 2 games a day. And so usually what would happen is, like, my brother, myself, my stepfather, we were all playing this tournament, and because it was 2 rounds a day, usually, like, in between the rounds, or when there was the break, my mom, she would go and get some chicken from Popeyes in between the rounds, because, like, we didn't have enough time to go out and eat. So that's why a lot of my early years, it was like eating all this junk food and in between games. Unlike in Europe, where it's like super civilized, it's 1 game a day. So you play your 5-hour game, the game is over, and then you can go have a nice glass of wine, or whatever. You can have your nice steak, or your fish and chips or whatever. And in the US, it's like 2 games a day. You play your game, you get your 1 hour, go play again. You don't get any break. So that's when I first had, like, Popeyes, was these tournaments in Washington DC, because there was a Popeyes that was really, really close to the playing site. So anyway, all right. Yeah, so these are the some great games, some great memories. I mean, just amazing article. I mean, some of these early ones, like Sam Copeland did a lot of research. This game, I think this game, actually, you guys, this game, if I'm not mistaken, that I won against Shapunsky, it might have been on my trading card. So those of you who aren't aware, for a brief period, there was this guy by the name of Dwayne Barber, and he did trading cards. So let me see if I can find an image of it. Let me see if there's an image. Is there an image of it? Let me see. Yeah, there is an image. So okay, let me pop this up. I think you guys see it, or not quite. Is this right? This is right. Okay, so this is chess rookie cards, all signed Nakamura, Crush, Saruwan, Polgar. There were four cards. You see, there's this picture of the 4 of us. There's myself right here on the left, Irina Crush, Yasser Saruwan, and Susan Polgar. So that's not Judith. That's Susan. That's not Judith. PSA 10, yeah, are we gonna get into so what should happen? PSA 10, talk about Pokemon now. Good one. Good one. But yeah, anyway, there was this card, and I think one of my games against Shapunsky was actually on the back. There was like a bio, and there was a game on the back, and I'm pretty sure it was my game against Shapunsky that was on the back of this card, but I could be wrong, of course. So Dark Hollow, Hikaru, PSA 10, exactly, yeah, totally. No, so I mean, it's good stuff. But yeah, all these games, they bring back bad centering. It's PSA 9, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'd buy a box. Yeah, I don't know how. I think they actually was limited edition. There were like they only did like 100. I think there were only like 100 cards somewhere back in New York. I think my stepfather has like 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, it's really, really good stuff. So very, very good. All right, you guys. So I think that is going to be it for the for this segment of the stream. So great stuff, great article. Big shout out to chess.com, to Sam Copeland, to all these guys for the amazing stuff. So incredible.